Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. On the phone right now from Wins, the sports animal in South Florida. One of my favorite guests, the great Jeff DeForrest. Jeff, what's up, brother?
Artie, we're in a state of chaos here. It's a good thing. While I was on hold, I heard an ad for Phil Rizzuto in the Money Store, which, by the way, I'm still paying the juice on a wedding ring I bought 30 years ago. The money I got from those taxes.
That's true. Phil Rizzuto doing all Italians a great favor for stereotypes, doing a commercial for legal loan sharks. The Money Store,
Yeah,
Phil Rizzuto.
I mean, it was a tough way, to buy that wedding ring, but, she got it, and I tried to sue her back for it. I still owe the juice 30 years down the road.
I'm still paying the juice.
People, this is the thing. If we've learned one thing, if you could book the media's action, Artie, and you can appreciate this just like I do, we'd never have to work again. Anybody that's on TV that's predicting games or outcomes of series like they were with the Heat in Chicago, and you get a guy like Barry Melrose. He must have got hit in the head with a puck when he was coaching the Kings. He can't pick his nose. And everybody had this being a sweep, Heat and the Chicago Bulls. And I think the only thing that would have been more surprising in that result, Artie, is if LeBron James, after the game, had come out of the closet and announced that he, too, was gay.
Boy, that would be too much to ask for as a Knicks fan. On a serious note, Bulls take Game 1 in Miami. Anybody getting worried? Anybody got the meat sweats down there?
Suicide hotlines were tied up all day. It was Panic City here. We can't take much down here. When the opening of that game looked like they were slinging matzo balls up at the basket.
Really?
You would have thought there was a revolt in the kitchen at Wolfie's Rascal House. Ice cold. And
he's prepared
a lot of people would attribute that to rust. I'm not sure Mel Fisher saw that much rust when he was chasing the Atocha. By the way, did he ever get the cash on that, or is he still in the hot to the Money Store, too?
Everyone.
I don't know that people anticipated this. The Heat had some time off, and they sure looked ugly out there. Not quite as ugly as the Bulls do physically, though. They may be the ugliest team in all of sports since the Milwaukee Bucks of about 15 years ago.
We had this conversation, Jeff. We had this entire debate on the show one night, and it's a great one. The ugliest championship team of all time. Mine is the 86 Celtics. Think about the 1986 Celtics. You have Larry Bird, Bill Walton, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson, a black guy with freckles. I mean, come on, that's tough to beat.
Red Auerbach looked like Pierce Brosnan compared to the guys.
Pierce Brosnan, exactly. But that's an ugly team you're talking about. I don't know. I mean, listen. I happen to think that the Heat are going to rattle off 4 or 5 championships in a row. But the Bulls taking Game 1 in 1. It's like when Rocky knocks down Apollo Creed in that first round of Rocky 1. You're like, whoa, where'd that come from?
Yeah, out of nowhere. But especially the team they had. I mean, they had a team of NBA bag ladies, the likes of which I don't know that we've even seen in the second round of the playoffs. So Luol Deng was strapped to a gurney. He was somewhere getting a spinal tap of all things. When they're putting needles in your back, unless you're Lance Armstrong, you ain't winning squat. And we saw they had, Heinrich, who usually gives the Heat some trouble. He's in a suit. At least he'll punch LeBron in the face, while he's on defense.
That'd be refreshing.
What's up with Derrick Rose? I mean, usually guys are grabbing the medical records and putting them in the shredder so they can get out there and play. This guy was cleared medically 2 years ago when he still got a layup.
Lou Gehrig.
In Chicago uniform. So it was a surprise. But you know what? We did get to the bottom of it. And if you follow the Heat, since they put this big three together a couple of years ago, I don't know if this is politically correct, but in deference to the great Sky Lolo, one of the great midget wrestlers of all time, the Heat really struggle with midgets, and it happened again last night. They lost to Dallas when J.J. Barria went nuts on them, pardon the Heat defense like the Red Sea. And last night, when did Nate Robinson become so good? He looked like Michael Jordan out there.
Yeah, right. 27 points, I guess. Hey, so, Jeff, what happened? What went wrong for the Heat in the fourth quarter that the Bulls racked up 35 points?
A lot of people are pointing at Chris Bosh and saying, he may be the next guy to come out of the closet. They treated the paint last like they were Earl Scheib. I mean, painting a car back in the days when it was 1995. Really, just a listless effort. Seemed like they ran out of gas. Could have been all of those team meetings at Prime 112 down there on South Beach and maybe the leggy models. But, they say that South Beach is the sixth man here that kills all the visiting teams. I think in this case it worked in reverse. As you said, Artie, the Bulls are so ugly they couldn't get a date here, and the Miami Heat just didn't look like they were on their game last night.
No, absolutely not. It's an interesting thing, but the Heat again, they lay in wait like a spider. They lay in wait, and I think they're going to be fine. I'm predicting Heat in 6, and I think Knicks Heat could go 7. Do you think Knicks Heat could go 7, Jeff?
I watched the Knicks tonight. A little underwhelmed, although they got it going late in that ball game and pulled away from the Indiana Pacers, who most people might think would give the Heat even more trouble than the Knicks would. I'm not sure that goes 7 games. Everybody's trying to build a case for the Knicks in New York, and it certainly would be a lot more fun than watching, say, Indiana and Chicago do battle for the right to go to the NBA Finals.
I agree.
The Heat, think about it. With that loss last night, as ugly as it was, they are 43-3 in their last 46 games. So I think the series probably goes 5 or 6 tops, and if not, you'll see Pat Riley tatted up like the Birdman, Chris Anderson, and wearing his hair in a mohawk, looking in the mirror, saying, "You're talking to me," because it would be unfathomable for the team that Chicago is putting out there to beat the Heat, I think, across 7 games.
Well, I mean, is there any minority voice piping up and saying, well, hey, wait a second.
You mean Bulls, black people?
The Bulls, no, the fans in general.
Oh, geez.
Saying the Bulls have beaten the Heat more times than they've lost to them this season. Why is this a gimme? It's not a gimme. Is there anyone piping up and saying that?
Not a gimme.
Not a gimme.
No, nobody that's making any money on the series. When they finally pay. I mean, the great thing was, if you were ever going to take an underdog in a game, the Bulls were getting 13 last night, and the money line was something so astronomical that even the most wimpish of chalk players, guys that gargle with milk of magnesia, had to be tempted to take the Bulls a little sniff at 7.5 to 1. But I think you'll see the Heat right the ship. They really played an uncharacteristically poor game last night. There was some sentiment here in town today. I did a talk show in the morning, and people wanted to see Eric Spoelstra go back to washing Mickey Harrison's car at halftime and have Pat Riley come down and coach the team. But this team played some pretty spectacular basketball, winning 27 in a row in the second half and losing only 2 games. They were dynamite at home. So I think you'll see another story tomorrow night, and the Heat will emerge and end up winning that series. And maybe face are you a Knicks fan, Artie?
Yes, I'm a Knicks fan.
Yeah, you and Spike Lee. They had some great bloodbaths here in the past. Games that were,
I know.
Literally, they made the Knicks go through metal detectors before they came on the court. And, those were great series. We still have ringing in our ears from the stadium announcer here, in Houston, when he rimmed in that shot that lucked out and
I loved it.
In the playoffs.
That was the best.
That was a series where P.J. Brown threw Charlie Ward into the crowd and played a little dwarf bowling with this guy. But
they had great series.
Midgets are the key to beating the Heat. If the Knicks could hire a midget, get a Billy Barty type out there, they would end up sweeping the Heat in 4 games.
Do better than J.R. Smith, that's for sure. I'm gonna leave you with this. The Dolphins said they might move. Miami voted no on money for a stadium because they were screwed by the Marlins. Your thoughts?
That was funny. There's one cracker in Tallahassee, Florida, where the state capital is. May as well be in another world.
Yeah.
Might as well be Transylvania. And there was some right-wing hillbilly that shot this thing down before it became a public vote. Pretty disgusting, though, when you think about it. Stephen Ross, doesn't he own Left Rack City there in New York? He owns everything. And, he's got billions of dollars. And if he really wanted to make these stadium renovations, he probably could do it on his own. I don't know that it's that big of a deal, but the idea that the Dolphins are threatening to move, most people are saying, you know what, if that's the route you want to take, then go ahead. L.A. is a great town.
Really?
And, they're just idle talk. It seemed like they were being pretty childish, honestly, Artie, if you can imagine us saying that.
Right.
Just because this one hick from Tallahassee decided to, hey, some Bible thumper just to the right of Attila the Hun, he hates everybody. And he shot this thing down, and you think they just go ahead and knock on the door again next year. Yeah,
well, nowadays, those stuff because of the internet, stuff like that catches wildfire. Jeff, thank you for your brilliant analyses. As they say, St. Francis of the Assisi, brilliant analyses. You always bring it, brother. I love you, and we'll talk to you real soon, all right?
You're a great American, Artie.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to argue that point. Jeff DeForrest from the Wins, the sports animal in South Florida.